Always helps if the microphone is turned on. Hello, Snarkatarians. What's up? It's Jess. How are you today? Today I'm going to talk about a haul. I am all for a haul. I haven't done one in a while. I actually have some combined products from Sephora and Ulta that I went to Sephora and purchased a few things, and I went online to Ulta and got a couple things last week. So I'm going to go over some of those today. Everything I have on my face are things that I am including in this haul, so to speak. We're going to start off with, I guess, the way that I normally put stuff on my face. But I will link everything in the description box below. If you like this kind of video, certainly give it a thumbs up at any time during the video. Also subscribe. Hang out with us. Become a fellow Snarkatarian. I'd really appreciate it. So we're going to get started right now. We're going to start with face creams. I had mentioned in my Bite foundation video that when I was at Sephora, I also picked up a couple trial sizes of kind of expensive face creams. Some people use them as a primer. Some people just use them as moisturizers or night masks or things like that. The two that I picked up, and I'm going to talk about a little bit more in detail, is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. And I also picked up a sample size or a trial mini size of the Tatcha Dewey Skin Face Cream. So I've used both of these a couple times. When I talked about the Bite foundation, I had said how the first day I'd used this as my primer. I no longer have used it. I haven't used it anymore as a primer. As a matter of fact, yesterday I used it just as a moisturizer. I didn't have any makeup on my face yesterday. I went out to look at cars. That is a process riddled with anxiety. But on a quick side note, I think I did pick out a new car. My old one is tanked and quite a few years old, so it is time for a new car, and it's just as bad as finding a pair of comfortable jeans. It just takes forever, and you just want it done and over with. So process is almost done and over with. I picked it out. I just have to get it. Anyway, back to what we're here for. I just wore this yesterday just as a face cream. Did not have any foundation or anything else on top of it. And when I got ready for bed last night, I had pimples everywhere. I have a couple here. I have a bunch of bumps on my forehead. You can see I have one on my lip over here. It's really nice. So guess who's probably not going to be using this anymore? There must be something in it, unfortunately, that I am sensitive to, and it just breaks me out. So this is kind of a pass for now, unless anybody has any suggestions on how to use it without making me break out. That'd be great. On a higher note, the Tatcha Dewey Skin Cream, I have not used as a primer. I know some people do. I usually use it at night, maybe once or twice a week, as a sleep mask. And let me tell you what, if somebody said, just for shitsies and giggles, I will buy you one thing at Sephora, anything in the world, what would it be? It would be a full size of this. Holy smokes. This makes my skin just feel like it has a moisture surge. It feels so nice in the morning when I wake up. It doesn't feel greasy. It doesn't feel oily, but it has a nice moisturizing slip to it, and it makes my face look glassy and moisturized and plump and lovely, and it feels amazing. I will definitely get, at some point, a full-size container of this. I think this is fantastic. I'm so glad I tried it. Definitely getting more. Moving on. For some reason, I got a bunch of primers. I don't know why. These actually I bought in my Ulta purchase, my haul. 3 primers, go figure. The first one I got is the Fresh and Fit Awake Primer from Essence. It is a very inexpensive primer. It gives you a nice radiance. Let me see if I can kind of swatch a little bit on my hand. I have some radiant primers, quite honestly. I don't know that one's really much different or better than another. But there you can see it here a little bit. It's really nice. I use it every once in a while. I think I was talking about maybe using it with the Milani Screen Queen foundation on a second day, which I did, and it didn't really do, I didn't notice too much of a difference, but it is really nice, and it has a little bit of a scent to it, but it is kind of, it's not drying at all. Some people say that they would wear it by itself on a no makeup day. I don't know that I would necessarily do that. It almost looks like I have not a metallic face, but a little bit more cyborgy, maybe. would say. But I do like that. I've used that a couple times. This one I haven't used yet. This is the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer. It's called Fresh It Up. And the reason I got this is because one of my holy grail primers is the Flower Beauty. If you don't know this already, the Flower Beauty In Your Prime Hydrating Primer, which is about $13.99. I don't know that I can even get it in store at Ulta anymore. I bought all these online. I feel like this is going to be something similar. It is a little bit cheaper, a few dollars cheaper. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm interested to see if it is kind of a dupe for the Flower Beauty. Because if it's a few dollars less, I will more than likely use this in the future. The third one I got, which I did get through Ulta, but it's more of a higher end, and I've been wanting to try this for a while. I've debated if I wanted to try this or if I wanted to try the Milk Gripping Primer. I think it's a stick. I've heard good things. I know Tati uses this. I think she likes it. I wanted to try it with the Bite Beauty foundation, which is another thing that I got in Sephora. I will link my foundation review above. Let me tell you, I did not use the Cover FX primer when I did my original review. My review is okay. I'm actually wearing it today in conjunction with this primer and also the Maybelline blurring stick. It's really has made with this particular foundation a huge difference. I feel like it wears so much better throughout the day. I don't feel like it gets that little peach fuzz cakiness on my jawline here. Whatever reason, why, I don't know, but this just seems to work. It is sticky. It is a gripping primer. It is not supposed to be moisturizing. It's supposed to kind of give you that glass skin kind of appearance too, but who cares because you're going to put foundation on it anyway. Again, for whatever reason, the combination of those two really seems to work. Again, the blur stick I use in my pores just to fill it up, and then it seems to last a lot longer. It seems to wear a lot better throughout the day. So far I've only used it with the Bite foundation, but I will continue to use this with the Bite foundation. And as an update on the Bite foundation, I like it much more with that primer. Moving on. Another primer I got, it's an eye primer, nothing new. Again, it's the Milani eyeshadow primer in 01 Nude. This one I need to take note, or maybe you need to take note. Does it really matter? Have you used it in the past and it doesn't really matter? It does say to let it set for 30 seconds before you put anything on it. I forgot to do that, or I didn't realize that the first day that I used it. So I don't think I noticed any difference, but here it is. and I like it, and it's very inexpensive. I like it probably as much as the Urban Decay primer potion that I use quite a bit. So I always like a good dupe or something cheaper that works just as nicely. So this was a good I will link above the video I did on the Fenty Beauty Snap Shadows. I got number 6 and I got number 7. I'm not going to go into too much detail with them because I did do a first impression with this one, the smoky one. I'll show you the colors quickly. They are quite nice. Some of them are a little tricky to work with, and it takes a little time. This is the smoky, number 6 smoky. And then the other one I got is the number 7 Cadet, which I also wore in my Bite Beauty foundation review. $25 a piece at Sephora. When I got them, they were buy 2 for $45, so I saved $5 between $2.50 on each palette. So check out my review on those. One part of it's a tutorial, the other one is kind of a first impression. E.L.F. has recently put out some very, very inexpensive eyeshadow palettes. Quite a few of them. So recently they have come out with these bite-sized palettes, shadow palettes. They are $3 a piece. $3 for 4 shadows. I have 5 of them. I think there are 2 others that I have not picked up. The palettes themselves are small. The pan size is nice. They are probably a little bit bigger than the natural palette, the new natural palette that I got from them recently. So the pan sizes are nice and big. I don't feel like you're losing any value with these. These are so easy to take somewhere. You know, they're plastic. Like I said, I got 5 of them. I got the pumpkin pie. I have the cream and sugar. These are going to be falling over my lap. I got the hot jalapeno, which is the green and gold. I got the rose water, which is a nice rose color. And finally, I have the truffle one. Now, you can potentially get a full look with each one, but it's so nice. I think that you can really kind of mix and match if you want like a really complete palette. Like, I think the rose and the truffle go really well together because they're nice and cool colors. I think you can definitely use the pumpkin pie and the hot jalapeno together. Today on my eyes today, I used the cream and sugar and the pumpkin pie. So you can really kind of mix and match. They have a couple cool, they have a couple. Which two did I get? I didn't get the berry one. And then I didn't get, I think it was called Carnival or Carnival. It's like the camel colors and warm colors. And then there's a splash of a bright blue. I did not get those two. Ulta, if you're listening, let me give you a little suggestion. I knew these were coming out through Trend Mood. I was keeping an eye on the website. I basically look at the new arrivals of E.L.F. every single day to see what's coming out. I knew these were coming out. I wasn't exactly sure when. I didn't see them on the new arrivals list. However, I just went to the E.L.F. section of the website and I scrolled all the way down. That's where they were. And I think at that time, the Carnival one was in stock, but the rest were not. So if you're familiar with this, you can hit a little button on it. It says, you know, email me when in stock. So I picked the pumpkin spice one. I hit the button, email me when in stock. Okay. Maybe a day or two later, I noticed that the truffle one was back in stock. I didn't ask to be reminded about that one. But I didn't want to necessarily just get one. I wanted to get a bunch of them. So not that long, I think it was maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I said, email me. The following Saturday, I was at the hairdresser scrolling through and they were all in stock. Had I gotten an email? I sure didn't. So I got home, I ordered the ones that I wanted, still hadn't gotten an email about it. I got my order probably within 48 hours. And I think 2 days after I got my order, I finally got an email saying the pumpkin pie E.L.F. palette was back in stock. Hey, that's great. However, by the time I had gotten that email, there's a possibility that that was already out of stock. I have no idea because I already got the palettes 2 days after I ordered them. So Ulta, if you're listening, that needs to be changed, okay? That is kind of wah, wah. Doesn't work. It's kind of a crock. So you might want to speed that up a little bit, okay? As far as $3 4-pan shadow sets go, these are really nice. I haven't actually put the hot jalapeno on my eyes yet, but I swatched them and I had the hardest time getting them off. Like, I rubbed my arm and they weren't going anywhere. Now, obviously, your eyelid consistency is different than on your arm. Your eyelid tends to have more oils on it than your arm. So it's going to wear differently than it is on your arm. But they were pigmented. I didn't have to work very hard at them. And I got a pretty nice neutral look. So I really can't complain. And if they suck, who cares? Because they're $3. Nice. Moving on. Ooh, one of the things that I'm super stoked about, because I hated the initial one, was the Hydrating Camo Concealer. The original one came out. I don't know if I still have that or not. I might, but I definitely don't use it because it was supposed to be a dupe for Shape Tape. It wore, for me, pretty much the same way as Shape Tape in the fact that it looked beautiful for 0.2 seconds and then got dry and crepey, and then looked terrible on my under eye. So honestly, I was a little skeptical when the hydrating one came out, but I did want to try it anyway. I am so glad, guys, that I did. This is really, really nice. It says it has a satin finish. It does. It has a satin finish. It's a little more luminous. Do I have highlighter on? I don't have highlighter on. But you can see that it does not look dry. There's a little bit of light kind of coming through on the under eye. It wears pretty well for me. It does cake up a little bit, which is normal for me, and I honestly would rather have it cake up than look dry and awful in that sense. So this is in the shade Light Sand. It is, I wish it were a little lighter. I would probably consider getting one a little bit lighter. I might actually get a darker color for contour because I did that with the last one, but it was so dry. It took a lot of effort to kind of blend it out. So I wasn't crazy about that. But this is probably, if the darker colors, is probably a good kind of satin finish, again, which is what I tend to go for in a foundation anyway. It would probably be good as a nice contour, but I really like this as a concealer. Thank you, Thank you, E.L.F. And I think this is like $6, so win-win. The last thing I got from E.L.F. is their lip plumping gloss. I got this in Peach Bellini. I have it on right now. I have it over a lip liner. It does have that kind of tingling sensation. The first time I used it though, it was a little bit of a tingling sensation, but it was different than what I'm used to. The ones that I'm used to kind of have like a pepperminty tingle to it. This almost had like a capsaicin, like a jalapeno feel to it. Not super hot, but just a little different in the tingle. Are my lips any plumper? Hard to tell with that zit there. I mean, lip glosses in general are going to make your lips look a little juicier and plumper anyway, because they're going to fill in those lines and wrinkles that older women with more mature skin have. So the gloss is going to make them look a little plumper anyway. I definitely feel a plumping sensation, but I don't know if it necessarily does. Again, it's a couple bucks. No big deal. It does have a little bit of pigment to it. It can lighten things up a little bit. It's fine. It's a drugstore lip gloss with a little bit of tingle. For a couple bucks, I'm not complaining about it. Another thing that I had picked up, this is not from E.L.F., but this is from Essence. Everybody seems to love this mascara. Let me tell you. It's much better now. I literally opened it, tried to put it on. My lashes stuck together. I guess there was so much product on the brush. I know you're probably supposed to wipe the wand off anyway, but I don't have to do that on a first get-go with a lot of my Ulta mascaras. I was a little concerned with this, so I used it twice. I immediately took it off because it looked god-awful on my eyelashes. Again, my eyelashes literally stuck together. I had to like peel them apart, so I took that off. Today, actually, when I used it, I just took a paper towel or tissue or whatever and thoroughly wiped the wand off. There's a lot of stuff that came off of it. And I don't know if it was a bad batch. It seems to be better. I think it'll be okay. It applied today. It applied really nicely. My lashes stayed separated. I think it did a nice job. So hopefully it continues. I guess every once in a while I will continue to wipe off the wand before it gets spiderized. So I don't know if I just got a bad one or it's something that you just have to do with this particular formula. This moment today, I like it. The last two times I was ready to just throw it in the trash. So we'll see how it goes, if it continues to get all clumpy and whatever as I use it. But today it was much better. I think the last thing I got in my Ulta haul was just a refill. I'm almost out of my Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. I have a few fixing sprays that are almost out. Honestly, the one that I like the most right now is the Morphe Continuous Mist Spray. I have a couple cans of that, and then I do like this one enough that obviously I repurchased it. So you'll probably see one of these in a replace or repurchase coming up, you know, maybe in a month or two. But I did get this. The last thing I got, I guess it's a beauty kind of thing, is not a face kind of thing, but I saw these online earlier, either late last month or early this month. These are anti-plaque and whitening toothpaste tablets from Hello. But these are natural peppermint fluoride-free tablets. Let me show you. I like the packaging of it. It is an aluminum can, which can be recycled. It has a nice, tight twist-off thing. So this is, you know, perfectly good for travel. You're not going to have to worry about tablets falling all over your toiletry bag. Has a nice regular toothpaste scent to them, and they're just these little tablets like this. So directions say that you are supposed to just kind of chew them quite a bit in the front with your front teeth until a nice paste forms with your saliva, I guess, and then take your toothbrush and go ahead and scrub away. I've used it once. Unfortunately, the day before I used these, I burnt the roof of my mouth on pizza or something cheesy. So to actually bite it and grind it up into a paste really kind of hurt the roof of my mouth. I haven't tried it since, but I probably will. It was an interesting experience, but I understand why these are starting to come out more and more. Just the waste of toothpaste tubes and plastic, the amount of plastic that is used with a toothpaste tube that is just thrown away. It's not something that can be recycled. This can. You can use the entire thing. There's not going to be any residual left at the end, and it is aluminum. You can certainly, it says globally sourced ingredients and made in the United States. They have a bunch of different ones. They also have toothpaste. I don't know if the tube itself is a little bit more ecologically sound. They have toothpaste, but I will use these. As a matter of fact, we're going away shortly, and I'll probably take these and give these a try. There, I already gave them a try. But they're not bad. I think it's a good alternative to a toothpaste. This does not have fluoride in it. Some people are very particular about that. They do have some infused with CBD. I think there's a mouthwash and a toothpaste infused with CBD. Which kind of makes sense, I guess. CBD, like for the skin, is supposed to be help with irritation. So I guess if you have like any kind of gum disease and get frequent bleeding, maybe it would help with that. I don't know. It's a guess on my part. I'm not exactly sure, but so that's it. Those are all the products I got from my haul. I did place another order with Sephora. No, I didn't. I did place another order with Ulta that should be coming this week for my next week's video. It's going to be a full face, almost a full face, of a particular brand that has recently been broken down into 4 subsets, but it's going to be a full face of that. So I'm excited to get those products and give those a try. And yeah, so again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe. Again, I try to upload once a week. But follow me on Instagram at Pesky Snarkatarian. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. It's Oscar night. I'm probably not going to watch it because I don't really care. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.